to you. Oh my gosh, it has been a week. It has been a summit. We have had the most fun while we're learning and moving forward in our careers, in our businesses, and in our lives. Welcome to the Women in Pharmacy Nothing Held Back and a Few Good Men Virtual Summit Pre-Show Day number 3. I am Dr. Jerika Dodd, founder and CEO of Your Pharmacy Advocate and executive editor of Pharmacist Magazine. I'm so excited that you're here because I want to tell you what's been going on. If you've been on LinkedIn, if you've been on YouTube, if you've been on Facebook, maybe you've caught maybe you caught a little bit of the action. However, let me tell you, this is what the ladies and the few good men in this summit have been working on. On day 1, they challenged their mindset. They started thinking about what they think about. They started challenging the things that they say to themselves over and over and over. You know that tape that runs in your head that says, you can't do this. How will that work? That's not possible. We started challenging those words, those messages, those phrases that we say over and over to ourselves. We also started thinking about what's possible. It's a daunting question, but I tell you what, if you answer the question, what do you want? It can be the beginning of something amazing. So we started answering that question for ourselves. What do you want? No, I mean, like, really, really, what do you want? Like, what do you close your eyes and you face the sky and go, I want, what do you want? That's what I asked each and every participant in the room, and that's what they answered. What do they want? It was an opportunity for them to dream, an opportunity for them to put down on paper and say out loud what they want. Do you know most of us, we never say what we want because we're afraid, we're wondering what people will think, we're wondering how they feel about what we decide that we want. That's not what we're doing. That's why the title of this summit is Nothing Held Back, because it's time to start going for what you want. If you want something and you've been holding back, worried about what the world thinks, what society thinks, what your peers think, what your spouse think, until there's this much money, until the kids are older, until, what do you want? You've heard me say it before, and I will say it again. Your dreams are urgent. So the ladies and gentlemen in the room have been working from a basis of what they want, not what they have now, because a lot of times when people look around, they don't want what they have now. What they want is what they want to go for, what they want to go after, what they want to run after, which is why when I place that phrase anywhere and say your dreams are urgent, the urgent is in all caps with an exclamation point, because I don't want you to get it twisted that it's, if I get around to it, if it feels comfortable, when there's enough money. I want you to run after your dreams because they're urgent and it needs to happen now. Day 2, oh my goodness. Day 2, we looked at our business foundation. Like, how do you go about making money? Like, where do you start? How do you get to the dollar signs? That's what we had laid out yesterday. And, we're going to pick up with that today and keep going on how do we make each step of that process? How do we start the engine for each step of that process? How do we make that happen? So we laid our business foundation yesterday. And oftentimes professionals, healthcare professionals, look at their hands and go, I don't have anything. I don't know what I can teach. I don't know what I can sell. I don't know what I can offer. That's what we started looking at yesterday. They made a list of what they love. And you know what? I haven't seen all the entries on everyone's list, but I doubt if I have anyone who said they loved working in a toxic environment. I doubt if there was anyone that said they loved avoiding their boss. I doubt if there was anyone who said they loved going to work every day, 8 or 9 hours, and not being able to be themselves. I doubt if there's anyone who put on their list of what they love that they loved being overlooked for promotions. I doubt if there was anyone that said that they loved feeling like they weren't appreciated for the job that they did. And so today we're going to take that list of things that they love, because you know what? These ladies and gentlemen have been active in the LinkedIn group, Women in Pharmacy, What's Next. If you're in that group, you can see the answers to the homework. I encourage you to get in that group if you're not in that group. It's Women in Pharmacy, What's Next on LinkedIn, and you'll see the answers to the homework. These women have said what they want. These women have said what they're not going to tolerate in their life, and they've made a plan on how to remove whatever it is that's in their way. They've made a plan on where they potentially want to move, where they'd like to visit. You know, when you think about where you might want to move, I know most of the people who came to this summit or attending this summit, they never thought that I would say, well, do you love where you live? That was day one. Do you love where you live? That was the question that I asked them. And I'm sure many started to go, well, because I did that myself. I had someone say, I like my house. And then even after the training, that person sent me a message and said, well, no, let me just tell you, I really do like my house, but I'm not really sure about the city. Well, then the answer is no. You don't love where you live. And so these are the types of answers that you'll see in the homework in the LinkedIn group, Women in Pharmacy, What's Next? Because if you don't love where you live, and if you're not building what it is that you dream of having, and let's talk a little bit about that dreaming piece. As healthcare professionals, as analytical thinkers, oftentimes we like to dream in the safe space. Safe. There's no coloring outside the lines. It's safe. However, I'm going to encourage you. Staying safe is not how you want to walk through life. Staying safe, staying comfortable, staying just outside of being stretched. Staying safe is so overrated. I encourage you, when you're dreaming, to dream big. Like, if your dream does not frighten you, if your teeth aren't chattering and your knees knocking, when you write down your dreams and you read them back and go, whew, I don't know how that's going to happen, but that's what I want. That's what I dream of. That's what you need to do when you dream. Not these little dreams like, I'm just going to get out of debt. No, yes, that's a goal, and you can definitely make that happen. However, dreaming, you need to dream and dream to the point that you're like, I can't figure it out myself. I have to figure out how to get this done, but I can't right now. But I know this is what I want. I don't see it, but I know it's what I want. I have no map to get there yet, but I know this is what I want. So I encourage you to make sure that when you go back and check your dreams, ask yourself, are you dreaming big enough? Are you really dreaming big enough? Because if you're not, this whole thing, all bets are off. If you're not dreaming big enough, all bets are off. So you've heard me talk about day one. You've heard me recap day two. We are headed into day three, and we are going to talk about your offer. We're going to talk about what to do when no takes a while, because not everybody you talk to is an immediate yes. Not everybody is jumping up and down and ready to pay you for your products or your services. What to do when no takes a while. How to make money using what you have right now. You know, I think the one thing that we underestimate as healthcare professionals is our time. We underestimate the value of our time and that people will pay us for our time. We actually think that we have to have a thing that we sell someone, and that's great. However, to get started, you don't have to have a thing. You can have and use your time. People will pay you for your time. So understand that it is very, very possible to get started today with your time. We're also going to talk about today how to sell without feeling like you need a bath when it's over, without feeling like, ugh, that didn't feel good. We're going to talk about all those things today because these women and a few good men showed me earlier this week that they are ready to change. When I tell you, I got a little tally of the homework early this morning, and I mean, I didn't look at the individual days. I just looked at the total points. And two ladies that are winning. One of them I know, one of them I don't know, is unknown to me at this point. But I tell you what, that's an example of women and men who are slaying it in the game. So if you are like, what is she talking about? What, day 3? What I didn't even know there was a 1 and 2. Then I'm going to tell you this. On the bottom of the screen somewhere, there is a ticker that should be scrolling. And that ticker gives you the website nothingheldback.live. Nothingheldback.live. You can go there. And you're like, well, why would I do that? Day 1 and day 2 is already over. People already turning in their homework. You still have time. You know why? Because when you buy the VIP ticket, that gets you access to the replay links. And so you'll be able to go back and watch day 1, watch day 2, watch day 3 once it is completed today. And you'll be able to jump in that group, and those same posts will still be there for homework. You'll be able to add your homework. And I promise you, there are a lot of people in that group. There's over 1,000 people in that group. And they are surely sitting up and looking around and going, what are those ladies doing? What, one person even commented on the homework, and she's not even here in the summit. Nonetheless, you want to make sure that if you're trying to make a change, if you've been thinking about making a change, if you've been considering making a change, you want to get your VIP ticket to Women in Pharmacy and a Few Good Men, Nothing Held Back Virtual Summit, and join us in the training room at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, because that's where we're headed really soon. I hope to see you there, and I want you to remember your dreams are urgent. Bye.